Take a deep breath in and slowly exhale. And just let yourself relax and listen. Today I want to talk about the many paths. There are many paths out there in the world that you can walk. Many paths that take you either quickly or slowly or on diversions. And then there's something that these paths all lead to, a point, a convergence. And this is a place of decision within you as to what you're going to be, who you're going to be, what is your identity. It's like a fork in the road as well. And the fork goes left and the fork goes right. And you can take the left and you can circle back around into society again for another trip down the path of diversion. Or you could take the right path this time, and you can face something inside of you. And this is the great convergence. Now, what is it when we face this, whatever it is? Well, if you think about some of the history that's went on and some of the great beings that have been here, they've told us about this space within us where we get to choose. I remember the story of Buddha, and at one point in Buddha's life, he was led by a lot of things trying to lead him off his path to find this space in him. There was all sorts of diversions being thrown at him at the time. I remember the movie The Little Buddha, if any of you have seen that movie. And it was very well depicted about Buddha sitting there and being teased and taunted out of this space that he had found within himself. And he managed to hold on and stay with his vibration and his connection to source energy, to God, whatever you want to call it. And as he stayed with that, finally he seen a reflection of himself in the water at a little pond he was sitting at. And he seen his own reflection. And he took his hand and he reached into the reflection and pulled the reflection out and confronted it head on. And he said, "Architect, you have built for the last time." In the scene, there was an army approaching him shooting arrows. And when he did this and commanded this, the arrows turned into flowers, into roses. He had reached this space of enlightenment. Now we say to ourselves, well, that's, a deity. That's somebody special. Yeah, but it's happening to us too on a grand scale. All the pressure that we're experiencing, all the pressure is bringing us to the point of convergence. When we look at our own dark aspect of ourself and confront it. What does this mean? Well, it means that everything out in the world of things that we see, that we hear, that we experience, all the conspiracies, all the propaganda, all the stuff about the government, all the stuff about bad beings, it's all coming from you. Because you have the choice. Free will offers you the choice, the law of free will, to have the reality that you desire. Of course, if you're thinking about society has to change first, guess what? You're going to be there a long time. But this isn't a group thing. This is an individual thing, and it always has been. And it always will be. You change. And when you change, other people get curious and they want to change. That's how it works. To expect the world to change before you step into what it is that you need to do, convergence, and face that being inside of you that's mismanifesting everything, and ask it to remove itself, to release you. I remember another story in the Emerald Tablets about Toth, and at one point he too had to go into the underworld and meet the being and demand his freedom. And when he did, of course it was given to him because of the law of free will. And he was released from his mismanifester, his taunter, his teaser. We've all had these experiences. Our reality is here, and we desire to do this thing and that thing, whatever it is that's going to bring us delight, and then we get met with the counter. In his release, he stepped out of it. He stepped out of the game, because it is a game. We live in a hall of mirrors, and all the reflections are reflecting back to us exactly what we vibrate and who we are. But all paths lead to this choice point. Who are you now? Who are you? Are you your ego? Because if you are, you're going to have all sorts of reasons why it's important for the diversion of the very thing you need to do. And the very thing that you need to do is face yourself. But there's something inside that's manifesting the difficulty. Because beyond the convergence and stepping into the infinite, there is no difficulties. It is only that ego aspect of ourselves that suffer. It's called many different names. The ego, the societal self, the critic. But that aspect of you that mismanifests everything in your life, we need to confront it. I need to confront it. You need to confront it. And then we're offered a choice and an affirmation that we can say to ourselves, an idea. When we're experiencing difficulty, we come back to that very playful, joyful spot in ourself, that childlike wonder. And we say, I am eternal. I am the great being. Alan Watts said, there's only one sin, and that's that you don't admit that you're God. Because if you admitted that you were God, you would understand that you're creating everything. And you could confront this being inside of you and say, architect, you've built for the last time. Or whatever you wish to say. All paths take us to places. But eventually you come to this place. Eventually you will come to this place where you need to confront yourself. Call your bluff. Realize that everything that's going out there with whatever it is you're hearing, whether it's dark energy or whether it's tags or whether it's implants or whether it's all that, that only exists in a vibratory frequency as long as you believe it is. Now, I'm not saying that it's not true. Everything is truth. And everything is a lie. It's all that, and you won't know it until you come out of it. And when you come out of it, then you can look back at it and say, wow, was I ever on a path of diversion? Because when you confront yourself and step free of it and go into the infinite, you will understand. Only then will you understand how you've been playing with yourself. All things are manifested through you in your reality. That's a law. And you have the divine right to manifest whatever it is that you choose for you. You can't manifest somebody else to do something. That's called something else. But you can. You can manifest freely for you within your own reality, and that is the law. Unless, of course, you get confused. Unless, of course, you start using your very own manifestation system to begin to believe that other people have power over you, or that can manipulate you. And then, because it's your manifestation system, you get to be right. For years, I have been at this, sharing and teaching with people the truth. That you're the one creating everything. That you're the one who allows yourself to be confused. You allow yourself to be led to different places. Everything that you want and desire is you. There's no time, distance, or space. All it is falling in love with the idea, and the experience comes to you. Falling in love with the idea, and the experience is attracted to you. But it's a feeling journey. In the many, many paths that are out there, some are wonderfully delightful, and some are nothing but postponement. But what I'm telling you about is the very thing that we either avoid or we start coming close to. The energy on this planet is changing. Everything that's happening is causing us to come into this place inside where we take ownership of who we are. And who are we? We're gods and goddesses, asleep, but it's time to wake up. It's time to wake up and understand that you're here and you're creating in your own reality everything that you're experiencing. And you might want to get behind that. You might want to get behind that and understand that as you focus on things that you don't want, they happen. And as you focus on things that you do want, they happen. And if you let that societal ego critic have its way, it'll take you away from the path. So the center point, the point within yourself that you resonate to, is that childlike feeling where you're free. Just imagining it, because of course, imagination is your most powerful tool. That's how you bring things in all the time. You bring every bit of negativity into your life and every bit of joy into your life through your imagination. It's a given. So you can use your imagination instead of letting the ego use your imagination for you. And you move into a constructive, solution-orientated process, realizing that you've always been 100% free. It's only you that has enslaved you, and it's only you that's going to free you. Think about it. You're the one. It's you. And when you decide to go right instead of left, things start to free up real fast. Because they were only ideas. You know, a reality is nothing more than an idea. No matter what you look at out there in the world of things, it's an idea that in the ego world, it's an idea that enough people believe in, and then they call it reality. That's all it is. You want to get real free? You want to get really free psychologically and in your own mind? You just repeat to yourself, nothing equals nothing. Why does that work? Because in our mind, we have it set up that this equals that. So if I do this, this will happen, right? And when you go nothing equals nothing, in your mind, you're freed. When you start stating who you are, I am the infinite. I have never been born, nor will I ever die. And I can't be defined. I don't have a name. I am the nameless. You start floating out into a different space inside of you. Oh yeah, your ego's going to kick up a fuss. Your critic, your societal mask is going to want to stick on. But that choice, nobody can make for you, and nobody can wave a magic wand and make you do something. Make this go away. But people like myself can take you through the process, understand what the process is, and help you through it to the other side of it. And you're going to meet somebody very, very magical. You're the one. And when you put this critic to bed, when you realize that everything that's taunting you in the outside world is nothing more than a reflection of you, and that you're allowing that taunting to happen so that you don't come to this choice point, the ego is very crafty. But so is the God, the goddess within you. And when you make it your prayer, what's a prayer? When you make it your prayer that this is where you're going, and you set up a discipline, you set up a dedication of some sort, then every day you move closer and closer to where you confront this aspect of yourself. Now, it's got to do with all the suffering and all the pain and all the everything in your life. That's all that ever created all of that. When you move into the infinite, when you move into that place in you that is forever, nothing can hurt you there, because it's only the ego that can be hurt. It's only the ego that can be hurt. So everything that I do, whether it's sessions, training, anything that I do, I'm teaching from the point of the convergence and moving beyond. So whatever I'm doing will assist you in your personal life, or whether you're a practitioner, or whether you want to commit to a training. Because it is, and I can easily say, the only thing that's ever going to make a difference is when your clients, face themselves. That they're the one manifesting all of this. Then they'll heal. Then they'll free themselves. Then you'll heal. You'll free yourself. But I understand. We've been so trained to take the left path and disappear back into society again. And that'll go on and on and on for lifetimes and lifetimes and lifetimes. But if you're done and you want to step out and experience what it's like to be here and live here outside of the hypnosis that's going on here, that sucks you back in, make the right choice this time. For you. Because you want to. You want to discover how free and magical you are. I'm Dwaine Hartman. I look forward to seeing you. Bye for now.